Attempting to do the impossible. Just like that, I get the no contest screen.
Positive thinking, that's the key to staying alive in this game. The auditions round is now over and we're moving on to boot camp. That's the end of boot camp, where you've had your first real grilling. Now it's time to prove yourself in the judges' homes. That's it for the auditions. Now the serious business takes over in boot camp. So, onwards and upwards.
The 2 games with time remaining. I will take this opportunity to remind you, you see the game clock times right there. Whichever game is the quote-unquote last game standing, we will direct you to flip over to your local Fox station to see if it's airing the conclusion of that game in your TV market. Those of you with Sunday Ticket through YouTube TV, you can flip on over to see the conclusion of the Rams and Browns, as well as the Eagles and 49ers. You notice that these players wearing custom cleats this weekend. It's My Cause, My Cleats weekend. Go to NFL.com, My Cause, My Cleats, to hear the players' stories, bid on their custom cleats for charity, and learn more about how they're making a difference in their communities. Well, Joe Flacco, he thought he had tied the game up, but a missed extra point puts the Cleveland Browns a little bit behind. Will be the next play, but you look at the time remaining in Kansas City, 7 minutes and change there. The Broncos look like they're on their way to a victory in Los Angeles. That game has 3 minutes remaining, meaning the Chiefs and Bills will almost certainly be the quote-unquote last game standing. In that event, we will sign off here on NFL Red Zone. International viewers will still see the conclusion of the Chiefs and the Bills. If you have Sunday Ticket through YouTube TV, you can flip over to the Bills and Chiefs game independently. The rest of you, once we sign off, can check with your local CBS station to see if they were showing the conclusion of Kansas City and Buffalo. We'll stay with it for the next 3 minutes as long as the Broncos and Chargers game has time on the clock, which you can see is the case at least for the next 3 minutes. Well, we got that housekeeping out of the way. Let's do the drive of the day, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Denver Broncos making it interesting in December. They could be floating around in that wild card picture in the hunt. Well, those 3 games are now final. That means Bills Chiefs is officially last game standing. International audience, you'll see the conclusion of that game. Flip over to your local CBS station here in the United States to see if it's carrying the conclusion of Bills Chiefs right now.
Catch. Okay, it's a catch, but it's only for a yard, Kincaid.
All 3 of these games in the 4th quarter, we do not have a specific clinching scenario. One more footnote: Cowboys already clinched a playoff spot today by virtue of a loss by a different team in the early window. Whichever one of these games is the quote-unquote last game standing, and as you look at the game clock situation, they're all right around 11 minutes, 12 minutes. Whichever one has the most time remaining, we will direct you over to your local affiliate, whether that would be Fox or CBS, depending on which game it is, to watch the conclusion of that game. But while we've got 3 going on, we'll roll you through with every touchdown from every game. Look, there are a couple of clinching scenarios. The San Francisco 49ers are 10 minutes and 30 seconds away from officially clinching the NFC West. Seattle does not play until tomorrow night against the Eagles, but the Niners will have already done what they needed to do to clinch the NFC West. If the Niners win as well, would also impact the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles will officially clinch a playoff spot with a Niners win. I know that might sound a little confusing, but that is the way it is for the late window. Week 16 has a Saturday doubleheader. We had the triple header on NFL Network this past weekend. The upcoming weekend, Saturday doubleheader, Bengals at Steelers, AFC North matchup on NBC, 4:30 Eastern is the kickoff there. And then the nightcap on Peacock, it's the Chargers. You can also see those games on NFL Plus. And we have a second and goal out of the 2-minute warning timeout. A touchdown here, and we still got a game in L.A. The analytics play, which would be to go for 2 if you were the Commanders. As it is, now they'll have to go for 2 should they get back into the end zone. Week 16 begins on Prime Video. Thursday night football with the New Orleans Saints at the Los Angeles Rams. Saints-Rams on Prime Video Thursday night at 8:15 Eastern. He's got his back. For the onside kick for the Commanders, for what it's worth, the Dallas Cowboys, who kept in their first-string offense on their last touchdown in the Bills game, did not go onside kick. So kind of confusing. Were they playing to try and win the game when they had Dak and CeeDee Lamb in, taking hits and taking a chance on injury? Well, they kicked it away. The Commanders will onside, and the hands team does its job. Cooper Kupp, great hands. Probably could have snapped it if he wanted to, but knocking it out of bounds is the next best thing, and now the Commanders have to burn all 3 timeouts. Afternoon coverage here in Week 15. The Buffalo Bills with a statement victory. They've got a couple of those in the last few weeks. 31-10, the final score. Upper right-hand corner, the Rams are just going to run out the clock here and not take knees just yet, but still plow forward, make the Commanders take their last time out, and that will be it. They're going to have to maybe throw it up in the air out of bounds on 4th down, but 28-20, excuse me, is where we're heading for the final score here. And the San Francisco 49ers, you saw the final snap there in Arizona, 45-29, high-scoring game for the Niners, who clinched the NFC West for the second straight year with that victory. The road to the Super Bowl for the Niners will begin with a home playoff game. They were the first team to clinch a playoff berth. They are the first team to clinch a division here in 2023. San Francisco, number 1 in most people's power ranking in the NFL this season.
Finish with the 49ers, and they know they got to.
But not necessarily statistically dominant, doing a number on the high-octane Dallas Cowboys offense. And, of course, caveats apply with Dallas being on the road. Cowboys definitely appear to be a different team when they're at home at AT&T Stadium. Dallas went up to Western New York, got housed by Buffalo last week, and then struggling down in South Florida outside in the elements here today. And almost an interception thrown by Justin Fields as the Bears and Cardinals roll on. Super Bowl champions 2 years ago, one of the worst follow-up seasons to a Super Bowl we've ever seen last year, are back into the postseason. Los Angeles will still be around in a wild card spot in the NFC playoffs. Congrats to the Rams. Their win and the Seattle loss locks up either the 6th or 7th seed in the NFC playoffs for the Rams. Well, we got a 1-possession game here in Kansas City with intentional grounding just having been called. And you've got a 2-possession lead for Denver trying to put their finishing touches on a home win to get to 8-8 on the year. With 2 games remaining with time on the clock, remind you that whichever one of these games is the last game standing, we'll ask you to flip over to your local CBS station to see the conclusion of either the Chiefs and the Bengals or this Broncos-Chargers contest. Double box, 2 games remaining, and if one of these games goes very quick, we will sign off and send you to your local CBS stations. Those of you with Sunday Ticket through YouTube TV can find either of these games in their entirety on those channels there. Really, the drama seems to be on the right side of the screen with Kansas City trying to win their 8th straight AFC West championship. And the Los Angeles Chargers on the left side of the screen playing for pride, but in scramble mode, down 2 scores with 1:56 remaining.